Hey, how's it going, guys? I've been posting my updates about how I've been doing every Saturday, and I just kind of wanted to post today about the 5 things that I've been learning, the 5 things that I've kind of discovered myself, maybe save some people some time out there and all their investigating about what it means to trade and about what it means to be investing in a market. So, I've been investing in the Forex market, Forex, and it stands for foreign exchange. But there's other markets that you can invest in, and so some of the things that I've learned will kind of apply to different markets. It's not just for the Forex market, but in trading in general, I'm discovering certain things that I think will apply in all different areas. So first thing that I think I've discovered is that it's not for everyone. I mean, trading is kind of a unique skill. It's something that takes training, it takes mental toughness, it takes time, and it's definitely something that there's a reason why we pay professionals to do it. It's definitely something that takes some time to learn. There's a guy in our group, he went from $1,000 to $50,000 in 4 months. Now, his story is a little bit crazy, and that's probably not going to be mine or your story. So he has a knack for it. He was able to put in the time and to learn the training. But it's not for everybody. Those stories are not going to be what everybody gets. But I've discovered that there still are results that are worth the time and skills that I'm learning. So the next main thing that I've learned, which I'd like to share, is that when you're trading in any market, you're reacting. You're reacting to what you see, and if you're not reacting to what you see, then you're just gambling. And that's what a lot of people wonder. Well, isn't it just gambling? If you don't learn some skills, and you don't learn to master your emotions, and you don't understand that you're looking at the past, you're looking at the past minute, the past 5, the past hour, the past day, the past year, the weekly trends. If you're not looking at what's already happened and reacting to what you're seeing, then you're just gambling. I've been learning a lot about stacking probabilities. There's certain tools you can look at what's happened in the past and see there's a high probability of this happening next. Okay, now let's look at a different characteristic of the past or a different time frame and see is it still a high probability of a certain behavior happening? And then you can stack several of those probabilities. Look at the volume, look at the time of the week, look at the time of the year, look at the currency pair that you're talking about. There's different ways to stack those probabilities, and if you go through a checklist, if you understand what you're doing, then you're reacting to what you see, and sometimes you won't see what you want and you won't enter a trade at all. Again, if you enter a trade just because I feel like I have to enter a trade today, then you're just gambling. So that's something I've learned, a huge one right there, which kind of leads into the next thing, which is training. Learning to trade is definitely a skill. It definitely requires you to learn some things you didn't know before. It's going to require you to ask questions, to observe. You're going to make mistakes. Anything that requires learning will include failure on the way. And so that's one of the beauties of the Forex market and any market is that you can trade with a demo account. It's not real money, but you're on real charts. You can kind of make a lot of those mistakes and learn from those things. Another thing that's great about the Forex market is that there's really high leverage, so that once you are understanding the training, you can really compound the things that you're doing right, but that it'll also compound the things you're doing wrong. So it's kind of up or down, which is why it's so great to spend time demoing. I've found this great resource with lots of tools and training that's helping me learn how to stack the probabilities, learn how to know what to react to, and people that have been seeing some of the stuff I've been posting have seen some of what I've been learning about. But it definitely requires training. It's not just a give me. The company I'm with does provide a system for handing you hand-fed trades from professionals called swipe trades. And that, it definitely is a way to kind of cut out some of the training time, but it's still really only a vehicle in order to help you learn, help you to gain the skills, help you to see what they're choosing, and eventually learn for yourself. So the next thing that I want to point out is that emotion is key. This one gets 3 exclamation points. Because no matter how much training you do, no matter how much understanding of the charts and learning, I've discovered that a huge part about trading is learning how to balance your emotions, learning how to make sure that when you start trading, that like for that day, that you're actually in the right mental place. And then understanding when to, you know what, I'm too anxious for this to happen right now, so I need to walk away. Or you've had some wins, and now you've got this high, emotional high, so now you think you're on top of the world, and maybe you don't go through your checklist as well. Or maybe you had a bunch of losses, which are going to happen, so then you have to like revenge trade to get back in line. And emotion is more important than the amount of training you have. You can't come at it with the poor emotions. One thing I love about what I've been a part of is that they really hound this. A lot of the trainings are specifically about your emotions, when to walk away, when to not even be trading, when to accept your growth, accept your profit. That's one of the hardest parts. Accept your profit and move on. So we always talk about accepting your loss and move on, but you really need to sometimes accept your profit and move on. And that's a really hard part, and that's also why it's not for everybody. That's why a lot of people, you know, if you want to start learning to trade and you have a really up and down personality, maybe it isn't for you. So the last thing that I want to point out is that it requires steady growth. Now, this is kind of obvious when it comes to compounding. The main reasons I've been doing this is because I don't want to make this my full-time business. I still have a job. I'm going to be graduating with my master's soon and be getting a bigger career path. And I definitely understand that if I can compound my savings real slow over time, even 1% a day, it will grow huge if I never pull some out. I need to let it steadily grow. But you got to keep on the growth. And so that makes sense. But on top of that, there's also the personal growth. So, I mean, I want to say that it's almost more about the personal side. That it requires you to understand yourself. It really applies to this part about emotion. You definitely need to be increasing your own growth. I've been so fortunate that I've been around people who've been helping me pump myself up. I've been posting videos every Monday morning about some of the philosophies I've had, and I've been revamping my morning, and I've been really working on myself. And I really feel like it's one of the biggest keys to trading. I know most of these things that I pointed out don't really even apply to the skills that I've been learning, but the skills are definitely part of it. There's definitely an aspect of learning the skills and learning how to have a skill that you normally would outsource to a bank. And there's a reason that they usually do it for you, because you don't need to learn the skills. You don't need to learn the emotion. You don't need to grow personally. You can outsource it to them. But I couldn't have that. I like to learn skills. I play jazz piano. I study physics. And those are my hobbies. Everyone has their own. Your own skills that are going to make you money and make you able to do the things that you love. For me, I saw that I wanted the skills in trading. That's something that was something worth knowing about, and I don't want to outsource to those people and only get a tiny percentage. And so for me, I'm trying to master my own personal growth. I'm really trying to understand the emotional side, and I'm really trying to make sure I always react, that I'm always looking at the past. And so that reaction time also requires lots of time on the charts, which is, you know, why you got to steadily keep doing it, and learning to react. So anyway, these are kind of some of the results that I've seen today. I wanted to post some results. My trading account has definitely been going upwards. It's definitely progressing. Everything has been progressing because I feel like I've been focusing on all 5 of these things. And I feel like that's what's key to trading. If you're into stock trading, Forex, bonds, or any of those trading, I think these 5 things will apply and bring value to you. So if you're curious about what I've been doing or any other insights, or would love to chat about the things that I'm doing, drop me a personal message or a comment. I'll share with you the tools that I've been using. But in the end, it's up to you to do the work. And if you're going to learn to invest, there's definitely a way to go about it. And I just wish you guys all the best of luck.